The dismissal of fans continues. The attacks on fans continues, because the worst thing you can be in the entertainment industry right now is a fan, because a fan represents everything that's wrong with the industry according to the activists that are in charge of it, because they're not looking for customers, they're looking for consumers. That's it. The moment that you criticize them, the moment you hold them accountable, the moment you don't eat up all of the social justice propaganda that they are pushing into their stories, you become an enemy to them, and their job is to dismiss you, to tear you down, to paint a negative picture of you. That way they can virtue signal against you. It's something they continuously do over and over again. And now, because of our good buddy, Young Rippa, Eric July, he told me about this last night, so I tweeted it out. And you know, a lot of people are under the assumption that this image is me. Now, I don't know if it's me or not, and it doesn't really matter if it's me. What it represents is all of us. It represents gamers. It represents customers. It represents fans. That's what this does. So it's not really up to me to decide if that is me or not. I can make an assumption that it more than likely is, but it's really not for me to make that determination ultimately. But it's bigger than that, and I'm just a vehicle in which they are trying to push their nonsense through, because they hate fans. They hate fans. They despise fans. They despise gamers. They despise anyone that doesn't line up with their narrative. So we're gonna look a little closer at this. So right here it says it. You're the stars. Whether you got your followers by being a child celebrity, a video game streamer, or a guy who turned a fandom into a hate group. Now, as you can see, we have an individual here with a green hat and a controller representing gamers. The green facial hair, which I've only recently grown out some facial hair, but regardless of that, it obviously seems to make a point about anyone that has an opinion that doesn't line up with the narrative. The next screen has someone, I believe he's saying cuck. I don't know if he's saying cuck or cock. Did Kathleen Kennedy send you? Hashtag release me. So here you have this, this individual that's being dragged. This is what they think of us. Now, I did a little more digging, and I found this right here. Apparently, this is where the source of the images came from. I found these panels in Rick and Morty Corporate Assets Issue 1. So that's where it came from, according to this post right here. And, of course, these are the same images that I just showed you. And it doesn't surprise me at all. But, again, this is not about me. This is about how they view all of us. They hate us. They despise us. They despise anyone that won't just simply repeat the nonsense they are spewing, because they don't like to be held accountable. The left does not like to be held accountable for anything they say or do. You know, it's like with the Daily Wire video, and I talked about this multiple times on Geeks and Gamers, but when we did the Daily Wire video, I talked about the Battlefield 5 scenario, and how they just basically, corporate people there, invented fake stories, fake conversations that they had with their kids in order to virtue signal. Daddy, why isn't anyone in your game someone that I can identify with, like in Fortnite? That conversation never happened. It never happened. So, of course, is it Patrick Soderlund decided, oh my gosh, I have to be on the right side of history because my kids want to see themselves in Battlefield. So forget history, forget logic, forget reality. We're going to put women on the front lines in a World War II game. And again, it's ridiculous, because generally speaking, no one has a problem with women in video games. Generally speaking, no one has a problem with non-white dudes in video games. You know, the crowd out there that hates my guts, they'll tell you Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers hates women in video games. They fail to mention that my favorite video game of the year has a prominent female lead in it, Metroid Dread. That's right. They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about the fact that I say it's the best game of the year, because it doesn't line up with their narrative. Because this is all about lying and misrepresenting anyone that calls out the bullshit and holds these people accountable. So their job is to twist and manipulate and lie about these things. Every time I make a positive video on the channel, I hear them go, "Oh, it's about time you made one." I praised Cobra Kai. I praised Doom. I was fairly decent with Ghostbusters Afterlife. Just recently made a Yellowstone video about how I just started watching the series, and I really enjoyed it. That's kind of, I still enjoy the series. Seasons 1, 2, and 3 are fantastic. I just finished season 4, and it dropped off a lot for me, in my opinion, but it's still a really good series. But that's not the point. The point is when there's things to praise, I'll praise them. The problem is there's a lot of things to criticize right now. And until the product gets better, you're going to continue to see negative reactions from me, because the entertainment industry has a lot of bad things that they're producing, and a lot of these things are geared towards, you know, disrespecting the fans. Now, I haven't seen the latest Scream movie, and I was looking forward to it, but I hear that they take that same angle in that movie. So that'll be interesting to see. I do need to go check it out because I need to get better perspective on that, but I have heard that they kind of basically go after the fans in this movie. And the entire stance here is that they hate fans. You know, they hate us, they hate gamers, and they keep presenting this nonsensical argument about toxicity in gaming and all of that. You know, it's such a ridiculous statement, because if you're a gamer out there, whether you're a male, a female, whether you're black or white, whatever you are, wherever you're from, it doesn't really matter. Whenever we're playing video games, we're all equals. And what I mean by that is we're equally going to be roasted. We're equally going to be roasted in our lobbies and our game chats or among our friends, because that's how it works, because that's how normal people operate. I say horrible things to my friends. Obviously, there's joking involved with that, but that's how friends talk to each other. We make fun of each other. We roast each other. But the moment one of us needs something, we're the first to step up, because that's how we are. So if you get in a game lobby, you're going to hear a lot of shit talking, because that's how gaming is. But the moment one of those people in that lobby actually needs something, those gamers are going to be the first people to step up and go, "Hey, I got your back. What do you need?" Because there's a certain line. When you're playing a video game, when you're having fun, it's all about shit talking and enjoying the moment. When a real life scenario enters that equation, everyone generally speaking understands, hold on, what do you need, man? We got your back. You know, we may roast each other here, but if you need something, you let us know. And those messages always fail to get delivered by the mainstream, fail to get delivered by these publications, fail to get delivered. And as I've said many times, you know, what Rippa is doing with the Rippaverse, he's going to have the full support of Geeks and Gamers, the full support of Friday Night Tights, Nerdrotic, you know, because doing that right there, that is the front lines of creating new stuff for fans to enjoy, creating it. And it's not going to be an easy task for him, but he's built to do it, and he's going to succeed. But just like we need these frontline creators to do that stuff, they also need people like Geeks and Gamers and Bounding Into Comics and other outlets to be there to help give a signal boost to it. Because it's one thing to create, but you still need people out there to help push that message. And that's why Hollywood has so many shill sites out there to push their bullshit. You know, we're out there to tell you, hey, this product right here is being created by someone who doesn't go after the fans, being, you know, young Rippa. He's there to create. He's there to tell you, hey, here's my opinions. But at the same time, you can have whatever opinions you want. Doesn't mean he's not going to challenge you from time to time, because that's the real world. But he's not going to be there putting self-inserts and all this other nonsense into these stories. But we are at a point in time where if you are a person that simply enjoys entertainment, but you're also going to be just genuinely critical of it, that's not allowed in today's entertainment world. It's not allowed. You're going to be labeled a racist or a sexist or a toxic man baby. simply for having an opinion that doesn't line up with what they want you to say, because your criticisms don't matter to them. The only thing that matters to them is that you consume, accept, praise, and get excited for next product. And the moment you stop doing that, you are worthless to these people. Absolutely worthless. So shout out to Ripa, for making me aware of this. And like I said, regardless as to who this is, it doesn't really matter. This is about all of us. This is about all of us. It's just like the stuff that goes on with Joe Rogan. They don't really hate Joe Rogan. They hate that so many people listen to Joe Rogan. They hate that he has such a massive audience. Because if Joe Rogan was talking to 25 people, they wouldn't care what Joe Rogan has to say. But Joe Rogan has tens of millions of people that are listening to him, and it drives them crazy because he's more powerful than the mainstream. So if this is me or whoever it is, that really doesn't matter. What matters to them is that whoever this is has people listening to them. So this is about everyone. This is about all of us, all gamers, all fans, all of us. This is a slight at all of us. So if you're tired of it, continue to support places like Geeks and Gamers. Support the Ripaverse. Support Nerdrotic. Support Friday Night Sites. We're doing awesome things, but we can only do this if you guys support us. Without you, we're nothing. That's just the fact of the matter. And we're trying our best, and it's not going to happen overnight. It's not. And we're going to continue to make mistakes. I've made plenty of mistakes, and I'll continue to make more mistakes because I'm a human being. I can't edit myself into perfection like some of these bigger corporate-owned channels, and I'm not going to anyway. You saw that the other day with me and Ryan where we had our video. We were talking about our Daily Wire interview, and Ryan misspoke on it. I'm like, we'll clip it out. He goes, you know what? No, we're going to leave it. We're going to leave it. I was like, that was actually a good call. Because that's just, it's authentic, and that's what you're looking for. So thank you guys for all the support. We appreciate that. Smash the melee button. Subscribe to the channel. Check out geeksandgamers.com. Have a great day, and we will talk to you later.